Hi, Jigo. So it's currently Tuesday, November 26th. It's 9:15 p.m. And I'm realizing that I no longer have the file that I was using the last time. So I don't know what happened, but I cannot find it. So it disappeared. I have no idea what happened. So I'm going to provide something a bit different. When you check Skype, I was also checking if I didn't send you the file, and it doesn't really work. So let's just go through quickly the vocabulary here. To bond with your child, like to love each other. To bond with your child is like you spend quality time with your child, like it's positive emotions, everything is good, and your child loves you and you love your child. So that's bonding, okay? Breastfeeding, the breastfeeding is, it's quite important because it's going to build up the immune system of your child. Without that, if you start his life with formulas and artificial stuff and sugar, because most of the formulas are full of sugar, and MSG is very bad for the brain. So your kid is developing and you're gonna just pour a bunch of crap in his brain. Well, it's pretty bad. Anyway, so goat milk or goat's milk, the British way would be goat's milk. In America would be goat milk. It's funny because the first time I was in Canada, I was looking for goat milk, and people were like, "No, we don't say that here. We say goat's milk." It's like, "Oh, yeah, okay, it's fine." So, British Canadian way versus American way. So, vocabulary is quite important, as important as grammar, to know how to spell and everything. Vocabulary, you can be sophisticated or simple, but it's better to find a middle ground. Okay, so let's see what this book has to say. Most children's books these days have something color illustrations. So they say attractive. It's not part of the test. It's just for developing your vocabulary here. Okay, so hunching, despising, enticing, raking. Okay, so we need what? Something that can be similar to attractive. Okay, so if we check the answer here, they say enticing. Okay, that means attractive. Okay, so we learned something new here. Now, my son's incessant questions are annoying, like repetitive, like why and why and why and why. But I won't like constrain or suppress his curiosity. So brand, stray, redeem, stifle. So my son's incessant questions are annoying, but I won't. You can say stifle his curiosity. So that's what you're supposed to do here is to be like, okay, well, I'm not used to this word, so I'm going to learn it. Okay, no need to make huge list of vocabulary. At least you can, if you learn 1 or 2 new words a day, it's good. Okay, so you can see the level here is higher than beginner or intermediate level. Home ownership rates among young Americans continue to drop, fall, decrease, plummet, Vince, Chuck, Rig. It's just one thing. It's most of the time when we talk about dropping, it's plummet. Okay. Now, meteorological satellite fell out of orbit and to Earth last week. Fell, emanated, fended, plummeted, flocked. That is pretty tricky here. So again, it's collapsing, crashing, but be careful, it will not always be the same. Plummeted. Employees like her are an asset to our company, so we try to retain them, to keep, refrain, curtail, hamper. Pretty easy, retain. His accident to alcohol-induced performance impairment. So he blamed his accident on. It's not to be blamed for. Be careful of that. You are blamed for, meaning people are complaining about you because you provoked this problem or an accident, but you are blaming something on. Okay, so strangled, no. Hampered, attributed, alluded. Okay. Well, here it's just a matter of knowledge. You cannot guess. Huh? So attributed, of course. He attributed his accident to. Let's do 2 more. She never told her children that she had something from a boarding school when she was young. She had ran away and engendered, absconded, twitched, sprawled. Aye, it's not easy. Absconded. She had absconded from, so she left, basically. And 1 more. My parents' warnings didn't discourage, scare, stop me from marrying the girl of my dreams. Didn't dim, flag, smear, deter. Deter, yeah. The same deter is like we have to scare. And let's see, 1 9, let's go up to 2. The noises from the kitchen kept the baby awake. The raking, itching, clattering, assassinating. Clattering, clack, 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 clack. You know, the last time, the last one, imprisonment will be the punishment for those who don't, by the new law, obey, follow. That's abide. Fine, abide, ratify, pioneer. So you can guess sometimes that we have this preposition is by, to abide, by. Okay. Let's see if I'm correct. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, we can do this kind of stuff. There are different kinds of exercises, and it's not always the same. And so since I'm improvising, there is also some books, I don't know them very well, to be honest. Those are like Target Band 7 or Target Band 8 or whatever, you know. And I'm pretty sure now remembering the stuff were like Target Band 8 or something. I'm going to check later if I can find this stuff now. And so it's okay, but we want more than 7. Okay. I don't know this book. I just found this stuff, you know. That could be potentially interesting if you have to express some stuff, but you have to be careful because British exams, well, people who are correcting or, you know, the pseudo teachers who are there to ask you questions may not be professional teachers. And I faced that many times. You know, most of the time they ask for somebody who is fluent in English to correct some stuff. That doesn't make them teachers. Okay. So, okay, well, we can potentially do something like that with this book. Not really essential. So there are like different books I wanted to show you, but you know, sometimes it's a bit boring. This is always like talking about, hey, what is this exam? What can you do with that? Okay. Connectors are very important. We already saw some. However, you know, you're like, I like chocolate ice cream. However, vanilla ice cream is way better. Okay. And it's healthier, you know, though otherwise, whereas in contrast, on the other hand, although, yet, nonetheless, alternatively, despite, but, instead of, even though, in spite of, on the contrary, rather, compared with, in addition, likewise, also. So it's nice to know all this kind of stuff, but you need to know how to use them in the correct place in the sentence. Okay? When we can talk about that. Actually, there are different exercises based on that. So, I don't know if I have the listening, but read the following sentences and decide if the information is true or false. La, 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 what's based on listening. You were quite good. No need to waste our time for the time being here. So anyway, so the same reading. Oh, there's a copyright complaint. Okay. Check your English vocabulary. Also very essential. I think I used it last time. Now I remember. Okay. So put the following words and phrases into their correct place in the table depending on their function. Addition, end, equation, conclusion. Okay. So those can be very, very, very practical exercises for you. Very, very, very important. Those guys as well, because if you have something based on a very specific country and you need to talk about the people, you need to know how to call them, okay? And so, but anyway, we may not go through everything, but it's quite important to know those guys. You never know. Even if you have a general exam, decline, decrease, drop, fall, fluctuate, go down, go up, increase, peak at, reach a peak, or remain constant, remain steady, rise. Okay. The peak is when you more likely you have a graph and it's like, whoop, a peak. Oh, the peak is here. Ah. Okay. So it can be potentially interesting, but keep in mind, this is for the any kind of height. That's a vocabulary. So they want to make sure you can boost up your vocabulary. Okay. So that can be interesting. I'll send it to you a bit later. I feel like things are no, I had it. It's boring, this one. I think it was like the heights, a target 8 or something like that. And I disagreed sometimes with this is a French newspaper. I disagreed at times with the style of writing, and so but let's see. So now I'm pretty sure that was something like that, you know, like a score of 8 or something like that. And so the listening strategies, Susan, this is a series of books that they help you. So the reading strategies, you know, you need an A+ or from, you know, 8 or plus. This they call it the score or a band. And so the reading, you know, we can, I think that was something like that. There we go. I think I found it. Anyway, so hold on. So as you can tell, I paused the video to look for the book, and I couldn't find it. So that was like a band 8 or something like that, band 9, and I cannot find it. So anyway, we're gonna just continue my plan. They say here advanced height 100 words, then 8.5 to 9. So they tell you here that if you know those guys, you may, well, you know, depending on how you use them as well, it would be interesting and very important to know the meaning of those guys. So that can be a good game, you know, to play. It's like, hey, how would you explain the word aberration or alacrity or, you know, appease, something like that. Okay? So we can go through, this is a verb, this is a noun, and this is an adjective. Okay? V as a verb, N as a noun, and ADJ as an adjective. Okay? So aberration, something that is different from the norm. An aberration is like abnormal, you know, something different. Yeah, so it can be a bit exaggerated here. In 1974, Poland won the World Cup, but the success turned out to be an aberration, and Poland have not won a World Cup since. An aberration can also be a physical aberration, like it's completely abnormal, deformed. So you have to be careful on how to use a verb, the noun. So anyway, we can go through this stuff quickly. We check. Yeah. So some books are fine, some books are just like repetitive, and they're just telling you how to this stuff. And that was looking more something like that, you know. And but anyway, so this is like skimming a text, because you go through the most important stuff, and after you're like, ah, I have the answer here, I have the answer here, but you cannot go too fast as well, because you can also make mistakes. Okay, so be careful of compound, all this stuff, you know, chart of flight, checking desk, etc. Okay, we're gonna have to be careful with this stuff. So this one we didn't do it. We may not be able to do everything, but we can do some, you know, a good amount of, you know, vocabulary and everything. So this is for the listening, you know, the reading, the writing, which is what we want, and it's always creating a lot of problems. Anyway, so I'll make a second part, because, you know, I want to give you a bunch of stuff, and also, you know, I feel a bit dumb to not have saved the file I was using before.